Today on 3D Gaming, we're continuing to work on our Viper scale racing track right after this. All right, let's get into the next steps. Last time we were with you, we were taking and drilling the holes for the wires to go down into the table, and everywhere that there was a spot for that to go, and we'll turn on the camera here, give you a view of that. Every spot where we've got a double connect, I'll have to take some cleaner and get that sticky from their tape off of there. We just used a spade bit and drilled down into the table so that we bring those wires up. It'll be easy to bring those in and hook them in. Now, there's two reasons for those. It's to be able to connect your different parts of your track together and to feed more power as it goes. Now, this table is obviously not big enough that you need more than one section powered. We'll be able to run the power right here and get away with it, and it'll power the whole table as long as I can hook the metal pieces together with a little bit of solder and make sure the connection's good. But the rest of it should be great. Now, what we've done is we've taken our screws and put them in, countersunk them down. They tell you to use a little washer around the screws, and if you're afraid of making a ding like that one there that I made, put a washer around your, just big enough for the screw to go through when you use your drill to put your screws in. So if you do fall off and hit it, if that's really going to bother you, I'm fine with it. But if that was really going to bother you, you'd want to use that washer trick on there. Now, the next step that we're getting to here is making sure that this is all screwed down. Now, you'll notice right here, I'm probably going to have to take this section back off right here, from here to here, which is not a big deal, except for the fact that I have the wire run on here already, which I kind of got ahead of myself. I thought, well, I'll start the wire here at the front end, bring it around, and loop it in there. And you see how this wire goes in. It just lays right in. They give you these different sections of wire, and you just lay it in there. And then what you do is you put the whatever color you want on whatever lane in next to it, and you roll it in. I'll show you right down here. You can see this section right here. This came out. I haven't used their, I would say, permanent roll in yet, but what I've been doing is I've been using this roller bearing just to push it in there to get it into the groove. And then they have a washer right here, which is kind of a neat design, and you just use that to press down right there to get that countersunk even more so it doesn't come out, and you use this as a roller to push that down even further. But like I said, I kind of got ahead of myself. I got this piece all put in here, and I'm like, oh, I got to run those wires underneath. So make sure you do your bottom section first before you get to your top section. So I'll have to backtrack here a little bit and get that fixed. Another kind of neat thing that I did here is I was trying to figure out how I'm going to raise this up so that the cars will fit underneath it, because obviously it's got to cross at some point. How are you going to get the clearance you need for that? And I don't have a 3D printer yet anyway. And so I had no way to print anything. But at the end of each one of these sections, to protect it where these dog bones go, they give you these pieces are stuck into the track when you get it, like this. Well, wouldn't you know, that's the right width for that track. So I'm able to set that track in there, and I set it upside, or set it this way so it just lays on the top here, and I actually set it this way so it sits here, so it's a little bit of a downward slope. So I was able to use what they gave me to actually achieve that. So I'm going to continue working on this, but you can see it's fairly simple. You just lay the wire in, run your plastic bead down next to it. I use the roller bearing to get it pushed in to start with, and then you use that little washer that they have here as a roller type piece to push that down even further to keep it from popping out like I've got going on right here. I've got it popping out down here, but that roller will keep, with that washer, will countersink that even further and keep that down in there. So I'm going to jump in here. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do all of this as I put that in, But those are your next steps. Get your wires ran through there after you've drilled your holes through for your power, and then get those wires run and then start screwing it all down into place where you need it. But make sure you do it correct sections, reverse of what I did. Do the bottom section first and then your top section. This is Dan with 3D Gaming. Game on.